Hey guys, just Will here from Stay Frosty Cinema, and in this video, unseen before on this channel, I'm going to be reviewing a movie with the help of my professionally drawn comics. Today we're talking about The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. Starting things off, I am a massive Lord of the Rings fan. It was a good half of my childhood. I would reenact the Battle of Helm's Deep on my staircase. So it's very precious to me. And the first Hobbit was a massive letdown to me. Maybe not massive, but giant. It was very successful financially. It made over $1 billion, but it was very enjoyable, but not necessarily likable, especially for diehard Lord of the Rings fans. And The Desolation of Smaug, they sort of tried to make this a bit of a darker approach to The Hobbit. Now, a lot of people will say, yeah, it's not Lord of the Rings, but it's also, this is The Hobbit. You can't expect it to be exactly the same. But at the same time, they're blowing out a 300-page book into nearly 3-hour movies, and they're paying for that with the things that people loved from Lord of the Rings. So I like to see the flashes of good old LOTR in The Hobbit when I get them. It doesn't have to be completely different. This is a universe that people love, thanks to Lord of the Rings, and The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug does live up to that way more than the first Hobbit. Now, Desolation of Smaug is getting pretty sweet reviews. I'm not going to rant about the first Hobbit being way too childish and stupid. The second Hobbit is here, and I saw it, and I liked it. Now, there's a very big difference between liking a movie and enjoying a movie. And both of the Hobbits are very easy to enjoy because there's a shit ton of visuals. There's more than enough time for them to prance around mountaintops and show massive panning landscape shots of Middle-earth. And there's tons of that done in Desolation of Smaug, and there's tons of that in The Hobbit. And so both of them are very enjoyable things. And the CG in this is solid for the most part. There's some points of it where it seems forced and just like they rushed it out, and sometimes seems kind of awkward. And some of the editing in the first bit I noticed was especially awkward in Desolation of Smaug. But overall, it is thoroughly enjoyable. Visually, just amazing. And you can't walk out of this movie just feeling down because there's so much to enjoy. You get a big dragon to look forward to, the adventures there's a bit of humor, and old characters, Legolas is back, so you get a very healthy dose, a full plate, a stuffing full plate of Middle-earth. So The Hobbit is very enjoyable, but likable is a different story if that's more critical. And I actually did like The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. I went in sort of indifferent. I knew they would try and make this chapter darker, which is exactly what I wanted, which is what everyone, I'm guessing, sort of wanted. And after the first one was kind of a letdown. And I actually liked The Desolation of Smaug. Sue me for dwelling on the past when I'm talking about Lord of the Rings. But this is the same director, the same universe. Now they're shoehorning in the same characters. The least they can do is retain that theme that they're paying for this series with. But this was a bit more tonal in the sense of the Lord of the Rings that we know and love. Now, The Desolation of Smaug follows Bilbo and his crew as they journey across Middle-earth to get to the dwarf kingdom of Erebor, in which Smaug the dragon lives. Now, the one thing you'll notice about the story by the end is that the dwarves get captured so many times, but still make it to the place. I'm not going to give it away, but they have to get to this place at a certain time, Durin's Day or whatever, to get in. And they make it there just in the nick of time. But along their journey, they get arrested in seriously every town they go to. Like whether it's spiders, elves, or men, they arrest them. It's legit. Watch the movie. You know what I'm talking about if you've seen it. They just keep getting arrested. And it's just like, okay, it's entertaining, and it adds, obstacles and stuff, so it's not just a camera shot of them walking for 2.5 hours. But still, you kind of like, okay, but that's a bit of story stuff, so you can look past that. But still, sometimes you're watching it, and it gets frustrating, because, okay, they just got arrested by these guys, now they walk 20 feet, and then they get arrested by these guys. And usually the guys arresting them are saving them from the other guys that just arrested them. So you're like, okay, seriously? Let them go. Like, let them get to the mountain. They're just a bunch of dwarves and a hobbit, really. And so this storyline is sometimes frustrating and sort of brought down by sometimes cheesy characters. Either way, it's likable and it's a good adventure they go on. And then when they get to the dragon Erebor place, the Lonely Mountain at the end, and they get in and you meet Smaug, who's voiced by Benedict Cumberbatch, who has the coolest voice on the planet, then shit gets real. And how it goes with Smaug, very simply, you meet him and it's like scary, like it's like, shit son, like he's not horrifying, it's just like, crap, he's big, he's a big old dragon, and it's really cool and it's really awesome. And him and Bilbo have a little rapport, and then the dwarves come in and then it sort of gets a bit exciting and they chase him around for a bit, and then they try and kill Smaug, which is when it gets kind of awkward and weird and uncomfortable again. And it does that a lot throughout the Desolation of Smaug. There's action sequences where you're like, okay, that was kind of cool, but I'm not 9. Doesn't feel right. But either way, Hobbit Desolation of Smaug is a much better job of telling this story than the first Hobbit did, just overall in every single way. It's very long, 2 hours and 41 minutes, so do not see this movie if you have somewhere to be. But if you've got all night and you want to go see a movie that you will thoroughly visually enjoy, this is Middle-earth porn. I'm just shit you not. There is so much CG in this. You're gonna have a lot to enjoy in this. And so you've got to turn that voice off that's like looking for, ooh, is that Lord of the Rings? No, it's not. And there's also some points in this movie where you're like, is that CG? Or is that not CG? Fuck if I know. There's parts that are awkward to watch, and some of the editing is not the best done, but there is a lot of lore here and stuff. So there's tons to enjoy in the Desolation of Smaug. I would give it a good, I'll give it a 7.5. And the next chapter will be There and Back Again, which comes out next year, probably around the same time. But until next time, I hope this was helpful, enlightening, and I hope you agreed with me if you've already seen the movie. If you like it more than you like Lord of the Rings, something is wrong with you, but argue your point below either way. I hope you subscribe, because this was so mesmerizing and awesome, and hopefully there'll be some more movie reviews coming down. Hope you enjoyed my comics, and that's all for today. Thanks for watching.